balancing the demands of medicine with unwavering humanity, given that 67% of women globally engage in healthcare systems. So today, as we do celebrate the women in health, we are investing a healthier and more equitable future as we recognize women leading in innovating and driving positive changes in the healthcare. But we celebrate the trailblazers, breaking barriers in medicine, from the operating room to the boardroom, whose brilliance is changing lives. And today we have our distinguished guest from Lapea Care Uganda, which is also a health sector, and that is Lynette Mary Muhira, to help us discuss and celebrate the women in the health sector. Good morning, Lynette.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay, it's a pleasure. You can greet our viewers, and then we look at the women in the health sector.
All right. Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, UBC. Thank you so much for having me here. My name's Lynette Mary Muhira, and I'm a clinical officer, family clinical officer from Lapea, Uganda, specifically an eye specialist. Yes, as we celebrate International Women's Day, I'm very glad that I was given an opportunity to come here, and mostly now to talk about the women in the medical and health sector. Yes.
Okay. First things first, how has it been for you to be in the health sector? The fact that we always have a lot of stuff going on for us women.
Okay. Apparently, I could say, first, as I was joining the health sector, I didn't realize how there was a big merge between the men and the female in the health sector.
Okay.
Personally, I think in my class, 75% of the people there were males and the rest were females. Yes. It is so much, yes.
Didn't you feel a bit intimidated?
It was, because like out of every 5 gentlemen, there was 1 lady. That was how much the merge was. And then it dawned to me that there are few ladies that are taking up this sector. There are few ladies that are taking up the medical sector. Most of them have leaned more into the more easier, I would say the easier side of fields and all the other things. So yes, so as we're celebrating women, honestly, I would like to celebrate every lady that has stepped out for the medical sector. But the ranges are that big in all aspects. Many of the females have taken up nursing and midwifery. Many of them have taken up pediatrics with children. But we have seen few of them, especially now in the eyes, in the bones, in surgeries, and sometimes I don't blame them, because the society has set them in a way of, if let's say you enter the hospital, most times they would refer you to be a nurse, because that has been a female dominated. And I've had to tell people, no, I'm not a nurse. Yes, I can actually treat you. I can actually do surgery. I'm not the nurse. I can
is it because they feel men are superior in such fields?
Yes, yes. So as a female, especially towards the community, the narrative is still the ladies are still doing other fields than nurses or what, yet we have become more versed into taking space in other medical facilities. Okay,
let's talk about leadership. Where you work from, or maybe places you might be familiar with. How has it been? Are women now involved in high leadership tier products? Like maybe being EDs or managers in the healthcare sector?
Okay, actually that's a good question. In Lapea right now, we have 70% of the leadership is by ladies. Yes, that's how much our CEO has taken up the initiative.
Is your CEO a female or a
No, he's actually a man.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, but no, it has been a culture of, he has created space and policies for us to work. Like why? Because now recently I noticed why most ladies don't take up such positions. Why? Because it is training. As a lady, you're nurturing, so you have family on. you have work on, you have other activities that you're expected and responsibilities expected to meet. So if a work environment is not helping you to still achieve the other things, it may be very straining, and that's why many ladies are not taking that up. But in LAPEA specifically, there are maternity leaves and they are still paid for. We have what we call now, like on Women's Day, there are breaks that are given specifically to celebrate ladies. Yeah, so they have built policies so that ladies can take up, which few companies actually are doing that.
Let's look at our mental health as young women in the, I said our mental health, their mental health. Yeah. We understand at times young women in the health sector do experience a lot of stress levels, the fact that they have to juggle quite a number of things. How do you think a woman can best handle this, or how is it handled at your workplace? Okay.
Personally, I maybe would like to communicate it. There is no balance. You can't satisfy all.
With all the clinical duties and community and family responsibilities.
I feel like at some point as ladies, we need to prioritize certain things. Now, for example, a lady who is not yet unmarried, why aren't you going back to school? Why aren't you building your career? Because now there is not so many things that need your space. So as ladies, I would not say there is balance for it, but as ladies, maybe we need to prioritize. You prioritize and say, okay, this season, I have no kids. So what can I do? Let me pursue my career. Let me push for my career. Let me go back for further studies. And then when the time comes now when you have children, then you can pause a little bit until the children can go to school. So I feel like there should be priorities at every season, because for us every season something is changing and changing every time. So same thing in the medical field for ladies, because there are times whereby you need to do better maybe in your career, but maybe that's the season you have a little baby. So you learn and then say, no, this is time for me to pause on this. Let me first push this baby until they can now take care of themselves. Then you come back and push your career. Yeah, so I feel like as for ladies, there's no balance. It's just prioritize. When you have that time, take the space, take it up.
Okay, from your submission, do you think it is imperative to normalize having mental health conversations in clinical spaces and workplaces concerning the health sector? Okay.
As for that, yes. One of the reasons why we have very few ladies that are taking up the medical field, as I told you, is because we have failed to have people that are creating awareness and lack of mentorship for ladies. So as much as, and that's why we have come here, especially to celebrate every young lady that has come out in the field, in the medical field, that they need to come out and step. We as LAPEA are going out to do outreaches. When UBC gives us an opportunity to come, we come until it's actually possible. Don't limit yourself. Also, we are doing outreaches. Recently, we had one in Chambogo talking to the students on career, on other opportunities they could take on even after campus. So yes, we are doing out facilitations, community awareness, mostly especially to the ladies if possible in this week.
Okay. Yeah. For the outreaches you're doing and the awareness you're carrying out in communities, do you address the pull-down syndrome whereby most of the women are discouraged from taking up such roles in the healthcare system?
That's a good one. Yes, so as I'd said, because most of them lack mentors and they lack the awareness of this is actually possible. So for me, it's because now I've been checking actually the recent statistics, and out of 160, now we have OCOs, people specializing in the eyes, actually now over 200. You realize that 48% of them are female. So meaning the 60, most other percentages by men. And now it's a thing of us, the 40, what have we done to push the numbers? So we are going out to talk. Personally, all my friends, if anyone needed to do a course, And they're like, a medical course is too long, it's 5 years.
Expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah. By the time we are graduating, for you, you're still going on.
No, but you see now,
down, eh?
yeah, but you see now, like the government has put on initiatives where they are pushing for education on the girl child mostly. Okay. So meaning that the space is still, it's an open field. It's a very, it has very many opportunities. So as much as there are so many things engaged, I still encourage the ladies, take up space. We are only 25% of us who are leading. Yeah. And I feel like many of us could take the opportunity. Okay. So yes, that would be my major thing.
We are celebrating young women in the health sector. You can share your thoughts on this topic on our WhatsApp number, that is 0709602592. 0709602592, and provide your thoughts on what we are discussing. The guest today is Lynette Mary Mohira from Lapea Care, Uganda. But from what she has been talking to us about, I want to know, as a young woman, especially in the health sector, how can one, or for you, how have you been able to set professional boundaries while you are carrying out and executing your duties, and also self-care? And are they even essential to make sure that there is longevity in the workplaces? Okay.
No, actually, that is good for boundaries and rules. Personally, in our field, specifically, now, like there are certain procedures as a lady, if I'm going to be working on a gentleman, I would be advised to have another gentleman. It's a boundary just for safety. Number two, as a lady, the way you bring yourself up is the way they treat you.
Oh, what you portray?
Yes. From day one, if I realize a man is messing up with me, even before the testing room, I make it clear of, if you've not come here for any medical reasons, I would kindly request you to move out. There are certain things I have to be assertive with, because I know that as a lady, we can be portrayed as an inferior gender. So you need to set boundaries of, I know my body may be physically weak, but these are my rights and I know. So if you've not come in here, especially we have many sexual harassments at work, like we've had cases of that. But as for ladies, it starts with you, how you carry yourself. If you are being lenient with a man who is maybe is doing certain touches on you that are inappropriate, you need to communicate. I tell people that a client that calls me past 9 p.m., I don't pick up.
Even with emergencies?
No. Send me a WhatsApp, I will refer you to someone better. Why? Because
to someone on duty at that time?
Yes. Okay. So I'm creating boundaries for myself as a lady, because you need to understand that this space, if the way you set boundaries for a client is how they treat you and perceive you. So even in all sectors, despite the medical sector, any sector, if you don't set those boundaries early, they can take advantage of that and take it as a manipulative skill. Yeah, so as a lady, you need to have boundaries, rules, and make them very clear, be assertive about them. Yes.
Young women in the health sector, we understand some of these are mothers. Lynette, I would like you to speak to us about the maternal health for these young women, because we do understand, we cannot deny the fact that some of these come to work as single people. They later on get married, and in the end they do become mothers. Do you think more efforts should be directed in addressing the maternal health of young women in the healthcare system?
I do get that. Yes, that's actually good. I tell people men are the same the whole year, but for ladies anything can happen.
Someone said that women, we only have 1 week in the month that we are ourselves. The rest, if it's no ovulation, it's the hormones, it is this and that.
No, actually, that's actually true. One of the research we were doing recently was how best, because we had people who don't know, like ladies, we had people who were like, ladies change, she's very moody. And now that's why sometimes it has been hard for some of our employers who are males to raise us to higher positions.
Okay.
Why? Because they don't understand the dynamics of ladies. And I'm taking up the initiative to learn. I listen, I'm like, in the luteal phase, this is how they act. Emotionally, you need to understand.
Yeah.
And as a lady, you need to take up that this season happens, you have low energy.
Yeah.
So what can you do? Focus on certain small details. You don't need to take up a lot of things. So going back to that, as ladies, first of all, it starts with you. You need to learn more about your body. It gives you a better advantage on how to handle. Because if you yourself don't understand your body,
okay,
you will not realize sometimes you're very moody, sometimes you're very active. You need to take up such opportunities by learning first with your body.
And sometimes you're irritated by all people around you without reason.
Yeah, and that's it before pregnancy, actually. So you need to understand, because now me personally, I knew the medical way. Okay. I knew we had done these things in school, like way from senior 6 up to college, but it still didn't make sense.
But Lynette, our counterparts, the male gender, or maybe even our male bosses, are they aware of this?
They don't.
Sounds sad.
I mean, honestly, they don't, because who is going to teach them? We need to teach them. Because I tell people, a lady is 4 different she's different personalities in a month.
In a month.
Because every month, every week, she's a different person.
Yeah.
So you need to learn and know, this week, she seems very energetic. Okay. That's the time to give her assignments. She will do them excellently. I realize this week, she's very moody. Okay, let's get smaller activities she can do. It's the best way to engage. And that's why we have people like the CEO of MTN. How do you think she's managed? They have learned how to manage their body and have taught the people around them. They know their bosses now. And
that
now,
is for Momo.
Yeah, so it's a thing of, first it starts with you need to learn your body. So now you communicate. I tell people at my workplace, I'm like, today I'm not feeling myself. I feel like if you're bringing in people for testing, I need you to communicate a certain way. Yes, and they can know. So it starts with you. But most importantly, I would advocate for companies, really. Now, like we have cases of maternity leaves. Very few companies are doing that. And those who are giving the maternity leaves are 3 weeks, are 1 month.
I'm imagining someone who has had a C-section.
Yes, like me, I'm like, you guys, this person has a wound, a fresh wound.
With stitches.
Yes, and they have a baby that is crying. So there should be practicality. So yes, especially for the ladies who are employing fellow ladies, they understand.
Okay.
But for the men now, we'll have to maybe advocate to the men. Please, if you are an employer, that lady who has just given birth needs at least 3 months minimum to heal.
And do they need to understand that our bodies are different? Because I might give birth naturally and it takes me just 3 weeks to be back at work. And another person still giving birth, a normal birth, it takes them 2 months. So that they do not compare. How come this one went on leave and she came back?
True, actually, now when you say that, now we have what we call postpartum depression.
Yeah, it's very bad.
And it's a very serious thing. So now we have people who are first-time mothers. The way they react to it is different. Because it's new, so it becomes a new thing. So they take a longer time to recover from it. Yet, someone who has given birth to 4 children, by that time, somehow the system knows how better to manage. So I feel like even that should be in consideration of that. But all in all, I feel like 3 months is at least bare minimum. And then maybe even work time schedules. As for maybe now us in the medical sector, you can have opportunities of working maybe and end at a certain time. Okay. Because a lady, I know one other thing, ladies are very hardworking human beings. Like if given the opportunity to work, they will. So if properly advised, if properly handled, they can deliver the best. any sector that a lady is leading, they're dominating.
Speaking of that, women globally make 67% of social care workforce, and it looks like they are the backbone of healthcare systems. Can you help the viewer out there who may not know the importance or the impact, the positive impact of women in the health sector, especially the young women, this International Women's Day month?
Okay. I was just checking actually the statistics.
Okay.
And now we have 70 to 60% of the ladies dominating in the OBS and GYN. And then still 60.
GYN, that is gynecology and obstetrics.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have a percentage of 63% of the ladies dominating in family medicine.
Okay. And
then we also, now the worry was orthopedics, those are bones, surgeries. The statistics were showing only 25% of the ladies that were dominating, meaning that ladies have taken up the bigger space of the worry. Now that is with family medicine. Most likely, if you're going to enter any hospital, 60% of the females that will be working on you are either in the, I've mentioned in children, pediatrics, or medicine, or GYN.
Okay.
So meaning they have taken up that space. And as you can see that statistics, they are holding the backbone of family medicine, of OBS and GYN, and pediatrics, which is it's one of the biggest, largest sectors in the medical facility. Okay. So yes, as ladies have taken up that opportunity, then maybe now the worry is with the medicine part. I mean surgery, orthopedics, even the eyes. We still need more of you there.
The opticians.
Yes, opticians, ophthalmologists, OCOs. Like we still need you in that facility.
What are the OCOs?
So those are people who have both studied both how to refract people, but also can do minor surgeries. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is, so for them they are both a mixture of, they can still give you glasses, they can still treat the problem with the eyes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Speaking of how women are very crucial in the young women, very crucial in the health sector. How do you think young women lead in empathy in nursing, midwifery, and bedside care, especially in demanding high stakes environments? By the way, it's very rare to find a man working on a bedside, taking care of, especially in Uganda. For America, you can find them, but here in Uganda. So how can you speak into this? How are women the leading empathy providers in the healthcare system?
Okay, so as you see, ladies naturally are already nurturing. Okay. Like if there is research showing that if, let's say, a child was walking and they called mom, or they were crying mommy, the first person that would turn would be a lady. Even if that is they don't have, even if you know I don't have a child, but you turn, because there is an instinct in you. But for men, it may not
business as usual. He asks you what is the problem, yet you both.
So it's a thing of, it's already an instinct. Okay. And now them dominating in such spaces, it makes them better caregivers in that. We have many ladies now from the olden days, of ladies that have dominated in that sector and have done the best. I can tell you, one of the best people, if you are maternity people who have given birth, the best person you need to see on your bed is a female, because behind your mind you think they know what I'm going through. So when you tell them my back is paining, they actually understand, because they are part of what you're going through.
Or they've even been there.
And then for ladies, which sometimes it can be a bias, but also an advantage, they are very empathetic in that sense of they can know the feel of the pain. Now, like, now we have many people in the maternity sectors, they complain that medical nurses are tough. And yes.
I was about to ask you that. Yes. You go to say, hey, there is a nurse called so and so. Push the baby.
Because let me tell you why they. Do you know why they are tough?
No.
I don't blame them. I have, as much as I'm an eye specialist, we had opportunity to work in other fields. So I worked in
internship.
Yes, internship. Okay. We had to work. So I remember I worked in the maternity field. Oh God.
You don't want to go.
Because you would read, I now know why they are tough. The baby's almost out and you're like, I can't push. The baby's going to die. What was the use of you carrying them 9 months? Just because of that time. And that's why some of them are very assertive. And that's what makes them empathetic. Even despite of the rudeness, they are seeing a problem. Otherwise, you didn't have carried that person in 9 months. So sometimes, please,
it's to compel us to do what is needed. Yes. Yeah, it's for the good.
It's for the good. So that's why sometimes they are a little bit rude and assertive at that time, because that's actually, when someone is empathetic, they can know what the problem is. And they are not even biased of it. So that's why even ladies are better medical health providers in that sense, because they understand in that situation. So yes, for those who have experienced, had midwives, I don't blame them. Apparently, forgive them wherever they are, but they see your pain and they actually want the best for you.
Okay. Yeah. Perfectly said. The world is evolving. AI is here. There is digitization of each and everything, almost, apart from a few professions like carpentry. I would want to know from you, Lynette, is there any female involvement, especially for the young women in the health sector today, that are leading or that are involved in femtech or digital health initiatives?
Yes. No, actually, yes, that's actually true. We have now courses that are coming up, like biomedical engineering. We have biotechnology coming up. Though we have very few ladies taking them up, but yes, we actually have a number of people that have taken up that. We have also courses, that's why we actually need to do, what is it called? We used to do it in school, where we come to the schools and tell them about the available opportunities. Because
is
many
outreach, awarenesses?
Yes, yes, career guidance.
Career guidance.
Yes. So because now we have, because everyone thinks, oh, the only way is medicine and surgery.
That is the profitable one. Yeah, we feel the myth is that it's the most profitable one.
As you've said, since the world is evolving.
Okay.
So now, yes, as much as we all want to be doctors, who is going to manage the machines that are coming in? Who is going to be able to use them? Now we have very many courses now, like radiography, people who do scans.
Speaking of that, I think it was last year, there were reports in some hospitals that the machines are available, but there are no people to operate these machines.
Yes, and now that's the thing, because why that's happening? Because of lack of career guidance. We have kept up with the traditional courses. It's that if they are not a lawyer, they're a doctor, engineer, accountant,
journalist,
then you're like,
and the journalist, Lynette.
Okay, yes, very true, journalist. I'm sorry. So as much as that, but now there's lack of career guidance.
Okay.
Because now recently a friend of mine did biomedical engineering. So my mom asked, what are they going to do? I'm like, do you see all those machines in the medical facility? Who do you think is going to work on them? That one. She's like, oh, I didn't know. So now, as much as that, she can advise someone else, like, oh, I have a friend who is doing this biomedical. So as much as that, I feel like there should be more career guidance. If given the opportunity to, we could have a session whereby now we talk about that. As much as we would want to go to schools and teach them about these other open courses. Now, you see, even us in the eyes, we have people that have only specialized in machines. Those are the opticians.
Okay.
So opticians, specifically only the frame, lenses, fitting them, that's their job. Now the optometrists are the ones who measure.
Okay.
Now the
and the surgeons.
Surgeons are the ones who now do the cutting. Okay. Do the operation.
Some of us thought opticians are the ones, the surgeons.
And that's why I have to correct people when someone comes in for the room and I'm like, I'm not an optician. Yes, apparently I can do it because I've been trained, but it's not my field.
Okay.
So there's someone else who does that.
Okay.
But me, I can measure you and tell you this is a problem, and then I can link you up with an optician who can now do the other work for you. So the field is big. It's a vast. We need to take up space.
In your career guidance, as you're hoping these young women choose the most relevant or viable paths for them, there are certain sectors in the health system or sector whereby I've noticed there are not so many women in there. For example, the laboratory technicians. Is it because they think it is meant for men, or it's maybe they've not really been empowered enough to take up these roles?
No, as I said, for most of these roles, there is lack of mentorship. If you went to a football match and you realize many of the people there are men, your mind would be like, oh, this must be a male-dominated thing.
Yeah.
If you went to a saloon and found very many ladies, you're like, oh, this must be a safe place for ladies since it's female-dominated. So because of lack of mentorship, lack of many people coming up to take those spaces, the men have kept dominating.
Okay.
And they have kept pulling their other men to come and take up. Because now if, let's say, there's a job opening in a hospital, a fellow man will say, no, 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 you go study. I know someone who will get you here.
Okay.
So now even as the ladies, it's the same thing that we are doing. Because now I have female friends I'm telling, no, come and do the eyes. I know someone, and I know a place. La Paix is doing opening for you. You come, there are jobs here. So I feel like there is lack of career guidance, lack of mentorship, which we should take on as ladies. And that's why as women, we're celebrating International Women's Day.
Yeah.
We should now maybe I'm encouraging you ladies to come, take up space. We have so many courses, so many opportunities that you can take up in the medical field. Yeah. Okay,
the number to engage with us on WhatsApp is 0709602592. A comment coming in from Richard in Soroti. Thanks a lot for the show. I have a relative with eye problems. He was referred for further treatment. However, the patient is almost losing his sight before securing the required money. Do you have a subsidized program for low-income earners who would require your service? I think that is for the La Paix Care Uganda.
Yes, if possible, you could reach out to our numbers on our social media platforms and reach out to us, and when we know we can best advise. We have organizations that are running free eye camps, that are running free eye camps and awareness. So it is good if you reach out to us, especially if you go to my socials. I would definitely recommend better. If I can't handle it, at least I would recommend to someone else that can do it.
Please, it would be best if you gave Richard your social media handles. I don't want them to send us messages on GMU. What other when you're here?
Okay, maybe at the end I'll read my number.
Okay.
And then my socials.
And your socials.
Yes, let him
perfect.
be
Okay. Thanks for the show. I'm Maseko Global, watching from Kamwenge Town. Thank you for tuning in to UBC. Now, Lynette, from your experience, do you feel there are some areas that are under-researched, especially for the young women in the health sector? It could be the reproductive health sector, or maybe the endometriosis and cardiovascular health tailored to women.
Okay. Yes. Now, it's majorly the cardiovascular health. As I said, there are few surgeons we have in the country. And now also few ophthalmologists we have in the country. So yes, there has been, still we're going back to little awareness has been. There are few initiatives that have come up to push ladies into these fields. Okay. So as a lady, this is the thing. If you still have the opportunity, come, ask, we are here. We have many ladies on these social media platforms. You may not meet me physically, but you can ask. We are doing recently, our bosses were like, no, you need to have some engagement on TikTok. I'm like, okay. Because that's the best way people can reach out to you. That's how a girl in Karamoja can get to see your story. Okay. So we have many. Now recently we have the first female ophthalmologist, Dr. Gladys Ato. And she inspired many, including I myself. I'm like, okay, I may not be the first in my region, but at least I could be the first in my family.
Okay.
So it's a thing of, you can see the lack. We are coming here to teach you. As I've told you, now in the IFIS facility, we need many of you there.
Let Lynette give us her closing remarks because we've unfortunately come to the end of our discussion.
Okay. As I could say, take up space. Yes, it's never too late. The courses can be long, especially the medical courses. I know what it looks like. We are still going back to school, which is okay. Take up space. There is no such thing as balance. It's a lie.
Okay.
Prioritize. In a season whereby you can go back to school, take up that opportunity.
Okay. And the socials?
My social media, you can find me on Lynette Mary Muhira, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm not on Facebook. We're still bargaining on that. And then for my number, 0705773720. So call me, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is better. And then we can talk more on any other problem.
Okay, let me end with this one. Hello, good morning, UBC. Thanks for the program. This is Geoffrey from Budo. I have a problem whenever I watch a TV. I feel pain in the left eye. What could be the problem? I understand you have a branch in Chengira, Lampeaka, Uganda. I think Budo is just adjacent to Chengira.
Yeah.
And this is quite long, but for the interest of time, next day, the agenda happens every day. So try to tune in early enough so that I can be able to read all your comments. Coming up is sports. My name is Joanne N. Moronji. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now.